What's up, everybody? This is Josh coming to you with another episode of the Affiliate Marketing Show. Please be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest affiliate marketing news, tips, and trends. Once again, myself, Josh from OfferVault.com, the industry's largest aggregator of all things affiliate marketing. People, if you're not hip to OfferVault, what are you doing right now? Get on OfferVault, see what offers are out there, see what networks are out there, see what ad networks are out there. We got you covered when it comes to finding success in this industry. We also have a very special guest, a returning friend of the pod, a friend of mine in the space and in life, the one and only Andy Wullmer, the traffic captain, CMO of Traffic Partner, the captain. You know him, you love him. What's up, Andy? How are we doing today?
Yeah, make some noise, people. Hey,
Yes.
Josh, what's up?
Yes, I was waiting for the official hello from you, we could say. I know you mentioned this off camera before we started, but I think our listeners would find it interesting. You saw my backdrop here. You said, "Oh, cool backdrop. You must be a musician." I said, "Yeah, in a past life." And then you told me you basically invented German heavy metal before Rammspringer, is that what they're called? Can you tell our
Rammstein.
Rammstein? Yeah, can you tell our listeners your past life in the music world real quick? I think they'd find that kind of cool.
Well, I'm not invented German rock music. There was a lot in the 70s and 80s. But when I was in the 90s, 18, 19, we wanted to do something like heavy metal, grunge, independent music, but with German words, lyrics, because I'm German, that's my mother language, and that's the language I can express myself the best. And why should I sing in English? I had always the feeling when I make lyrics in English, they are so superficial. So, and then we made a record, we sent it to all, and this time there was no way to market yourself. These days it's so different. You make a nice video, you go on Spotify, you can have your songs on Apple, YouTube. You have so many ways to self-marketing. And in our time, you had one record, a tape, send it to the big labels, and then hopefully you get an answer. And in this time, so we made, I would say, like a mix between Nirvana and Metallica, but with German lyrics. So we sent the tape everywhere, and they always say, no chance, German rock music, no, with German lyrics, nobody wants to hear it. So then, dreams changed. I traveled the world. I was like 5 years in South America, and I came back, and the most famous German rock band, and even it was international success, was Rammstein. And they had their German lyrics. So I was like, hey, I made that 5 years ago, and you told me it will not work. Why?
Yeah, you invented it. Like I said, you were the original. I actually have heard you singing English on a song, the Affiliate Ball anthem, right?
Well, this is some topic. This is all AI. All my
Oh,
music
right.
it's AI.
Yeah,
But
Darren from the Affiliate Ball is really big into the AI music creation as well. He tells me he's having a lot of fun with that.
he got it for me because I had this in the beginning. I started to make songs about conferences and for my own YouTube channel, The Traffic Captain. So I have a lot of videos from the shows. And then you have always the license problem to put nice music. And first, when I do the lyrics myself, that's not AI, but of course it's more easy to make it with, I work with Zuno.com. It's a nice software to make the music, but I really look at the lyrics. And so I made songs for all the shows. Darren asked me to make one for the affiliate ball. And then of course, he loves music and he find that tool and then he made it by himself. So for everybody who wants to make nice music, I can recommend Zuno.com. It's a very good tool to make music, and they get better and better. And I have
Or or
also.
or you could spend 10 years learning how to play an instrument. That's the alternative, but the AI is probably quicker, a little easier for sure.
Well, there's a difference. If you make it by yourself with your instruments and you are singing yourself, then it's art. And if I use music for AI, it's marketing. Um, the same with I using DistroKid. So I upload my music, my even the record cover I make also with AI. So to make a nice song, to upload it then to DistroKid, they distribute it to Spotify, Instagram, and all these platforms. And for me, it's so easy now. When I do a story or a post on Instagram, I can choose my own music. So if you go to Instagram and make a post, you can add music, put Traffic Captain, you see all my songs. So it's like
That's my
it's good
favorite
for
part about
marketing.
doing a post, honestly, is picking the music for it. I feel like it's my own little like flair. I get to add my own personality to the post for OfferVault, you know?
Yeah, definitely. So for this interview, if you want to
Yeah, I
post
was gonna
something,
say this
yeah.
interview, we're definitely using a Traffic Captain song, no doubt. Um, Segueing into other things that you are an expert in, I want to talk about dating, kind of the temperature of the industry and the space as a whole right now. Like, where is dating today? How has it possibly evolved since last time we had you on the show? And what are some of like the really juicy hot buttons that everybody seems to be trying to get involved with?
Well, dating is as old as human kinds are being. We all wanted to date. Everybody wants to have sex. So dating is never getting old. And especially through our society, it's difficult to meet somebody in the real life. People get shy. I don't know how it's in US, but here in Germany, if I see a nice girl in the street and I would say like, "Hey, you're looking great," she would look me like a stranger. In South America, you can still do it. When you see a nice girl, you can make a compliment. In Germany, they would look you like a stranger and even call the police, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I think it's definitely similar here. I've been out of the game for quite a while at this point, so I'm not probably the right person to ask, but if I remember from when I was in the game, it was similar, I'd say. Yeah, times have changed for sure.
yeah, and also these kind of private parties. When we were young, there was no internet, and every of your friend was doing a house party. So you came over, and the friend of the friend had a girlfriend, and the girlfriend had a girlfriend, and social connection on the natural way. And after the COVID pandemic, even the newer generation, they lost, I think, a social ability to go to strangers and ask them for a date. Going to a girl and ask her, "Hey, I saw you, I like you. Do you want to take a coffee with me or whatever?" That's a skill that is dying out in the humanity. So. Dating is working great. We operate in more than 50 countries, and we made it also very specific on the country languages, and most important also on the different pay methods, because Americans, they always have like 5, 6 credit cards. In Europe, most only 50% of the people have a credit card. So, and then you have also in every country, you need to adapt a little bit the prices. Of course, if you're from US, Canada, Australia, Germany, Norway, you have more money, so you can pay a higher subscription. But if you're from countries where the economic is lower, you need to go down in the prices. And then we have two different models. One is a subscription. It's like I would say it's the flirting flat rate. You pay one time a subscription, and then you can chat with as many girls as you want. But we also discover from the affiliate part and from us, we have with coins. So people buy coins, and for every message, we deduct them coins. It's a little bit like the browser games. You want to get superpower, and you want to send more messages. You want to make more likes and swipes and hacks and stuff. So the coin-based business is very profitable, especially in COVID. Man, imagine people sitting at home and for every message you do on WhatsApp or on Facebook, you get money.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
the dating had a definitely high with COVID. After COVID, we saw a little bit of lower traffic and lower, but now it's back to normal. And especially as we are specialized in different countries, the other part is also that we do more on different niche. So for olders, like MILFs or the youngers, or for fetish stuff, go more in the niche. Or we have also for transgenders. So you can split up the product for different niche, because if you're looking for a transgender, why you should do the dating a normal dating app where 90% or 95% are normal heteros, and the same as with the age. If I was over 50, I go to a normal dating site, all the girls swipe me, and I have no chance. So, yeah, that's a little bit the going more in niches, going in more countries, and doing different payment methods in every country. I think that's the biggest trend in Traffic Partner right now. We get the feedback from our affiliates that this makes way more money than do a general dating site.
So I want to go back to something you mentioned a little bit ago that I just found interesting. Do most people in Europe just have one credit card?
50% have no credit card, because in Europe we have debit cards from your bank,
Well,
which you can use.
we have debit cards here too, but we only use them like for ATM when we need cash. But people like prefer debit over credit in Europe.
Yes, and we have also, when you go online, you can pay directly bank to bank. The SEPA payments. So the debit card is the ATM, but you pay almost everything with it. When you go in the shop, you pay with this. Credit cards, like the name says, is a credit. And especially Germans, but also other European countries, we don't want to have a credit when we buy something. We buy something if we have the money.
Well,
The
see, I
culture.
find that interesting because I use a credit card to buy things only when I have the money. But the reason I use it is because I like the cash back. I like the points, that incentive, right? Is that not as popular overseas?
Well, we have other cards. For example, here in Germany, very popular is payback. So you pay cash or with a debit card, and then you put your cashback card also. So, for example, for me, I use credit card. I have my Lufthansa credit card to collect miles, and then I put the other card, so I collect two times points. But it's also, credit cards have costs. I don't know how it's in the US, how much you
Yeah,
have
it's
to
like it
annually.
depends on the card, but sometimes there's like an annual fee that you pay or something like that.
Yeah, and the debit card don't have this. Also, the shops, the debit card is almost for free for the shops, and credit cards
Hmm.
cost 3-4%. So even I have here restaurants, they don't accept credit cards because of the high fee, and especially small amounts. Nobody wants a credit card. Of course, now by the digitalization, there's more now Apple Pay, Google Pay, and stuff like this. But officially, by statistics, the credit card penetration in Europe is about 50%. So imagine you have a US product, you try to sell it in Europe, and you send 100% traffic, and only 50% of the people can buy it. That's directly a losing point.
Yeah, I want to shift gears here to cams. In my eyes, I feel like the audience for dating is a similar audience for cams. I would be curious to know your opinion if you agree or disagree with that, but also, kind of the same question in terms of like, is the cams vertical, did it kind of have a similar trajectory as the dating vertical when you look at it from pre-COVID, COVID, post-COVID, where it is today? Like, what are your kind of thoughts when it comes to the difference between cams and dating, or do they kind of like mesh together in a way?
No, they are, for me, they are totally different. Dating is something where you want to meet a real person, and even if it's for a one night stand till a marriage, but this is a social connection. And live cam, it's more about having fun for 5, 10, 20 minutes. And also you spend money and using your power to tell the girl what you want to see. So it's also a domination factor, or even the other way around. If you look for some of these models, they dominate you. So it's more a pure sexual thing, and it's a short entertainment. On dating, in the end, if you look deep inside, everybody is looking for love. It's nice. When you're young, perhaps it's nice to have every week another, or every day one night stand. But in our human behavior, in the end, we are looking for love and a real relationship.
I mean, if dating was crushing during COVID, I got to imagine cams was crushing. Would you say like it was even better than dating because people are at home, they're lonely, they're not really looking to date at that time, right? They're just trying to fill that void of boredom and connection, I guess.
Yeah, but the point is, cams is a quite expensive product. So you pay per minute, or of course, some other places you have the tipping function, but then you don't get the real thing, the one-on-one. For the one-on-one, you have to pay. So, and it's a minute-based business. So in COVID, you could not, if you stay 5 hours, if you stay 5 hours in a camp, it's a
You're
lot of
broke.
money.
Yeah, you're out of money. You're broke
It's a
for
lot of
sure.
money. So the dating, you send messages for and back. That was the reason, because it was also the big change in COVID was it was not all about the sex. It was about social relation. People wanted to talk with somebody. They wanted to be sharing emotions and the girl next door experience, or somebody that is reachable in your fantasies and not the pure entertainment. Of course, live cam was super during COVID too, but I would say a classical user in COVID sitting alone at home, perhaps he spent 15 minutes on the live cam to do his thing, but he spent 5 hours on a dating site to talk. And that was also the reason why OnlyFans became such a big thing during COVID.
Well, this is a
Because
great, well, yeah, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
because that was like the mix between, entertainment talking. So perhaps you never meet this girl, but you have still the fantasy, and it's like a girlfriend experience. And also about the traffic. If you have a dating site, you can sell a live cam site product on it. For example, in our member area sites with Grand Slam Media and Adnium, we sell our member area traffic. So on a dating site, you can make a live cam like on top. It's nice to chat. Perhaps you find a girl, but why not go on a live cam, have fun right now? On the other way, on a live cam site, to do dating, you want to get entertained and not to talk with a girl 20 hours to have your first date. You want the entertainment right now. So it's more difficult to say that there.
You brought up OnlyFans, and that was exactly where I was going next. I know you have like an OnlyFans business, although I can't remember the specifics. I'd love for you to break down like how it works, what are the processes like, and also if you think like it's a good vertical for affiliates to get in, whether they're new or more experienced, or if it doesn't matter. So tell us first about what the business actually is itself.
And definitely everybody who is in the traffic business, that's a super money printing machine right now. So when I saw the first time OnlyFans, the first idea was, man, we have a product which is similar, but never raised up outside of Germany. So the next idea was, should we do a copy of it? I say, no, I don't want to be second. And the traffic captain, traffic partner, we are good in traffic. So we made Creator Traffic. And Creator Traffic is an ad network, CPC based, where agencies and models can buy traffic from us to drive directly to their OnlyFans account, because on classical ways like Google Ads, you cannot buy it, or, there's a lot of regulation because OnlyFans is still some kind of a do it. even if in the beginning they always say, yeah, it's fans to fans, but in the end, it's sexy fans and sexy models, you know. It's not that I pay you as a musician to talk with you and you play me a song at night and I pay you for it. So the whole OnlyFans started like a fan platform, but it's in the end, it's an adult entertainment platform. 90%, 95% of this, it's about OnlyFans.
So
So
you,
I want, hmm?
no, you go,
so
keep going.
I wanted to have a platform where people can buy traffic on a professional way. So we have Fansmate. We bought two big OnlyFans search engines, fansmatrix.com and whobite.com. We made our own social adult-friendly social media site, modelsearcher.com. And on all these sites, you can buy ads with a picture and a link directly to your OnlyFans. And we charge CPC like Google Ads, but for the OnlyFans business. And all the agencies were happy to finally have a professional way. You upload your budget, you set your CPC, you have statistics, you see the CTR, you can pick keywords, bring this game on a professional level of traffic. And then we opened also our system for affiliates. So we did the same thing like Google AdSense, and we make a 50-50 split with our affiliates. So if you have a website which is about models, babes, OnlyFans, search engines, blogs, celebrities, so the website need to match our profile for OnlyFans or model business. I cannot take any site. Then, when you're a new affiliate, we take your traffic. We send the traffic to some of models of our. We have a friend who have an agency, so we send your traffic first on a testing range. Then I see how is the conversion rate on clicks to free subs and also to pay subs. And then I estimate a price which is good for my buyers, good for you, and good for me. So I have CPCs where I pay the affiliate 5 cents, and I have affiliates where I pay 25 cents per CPC. And if you see 25 cents CPC in the adult industry is super high. No dating company or no life cam company or other stuff would ever pay you 25 cents CPC. So if your traffic is matching, then you can make a lot of money with CPC in an affiliate business. And if CPC is not, it's in the adult industry, you don't see a lot of CPC offers.
Do you consider like the AI girlfriend kind of vertical as a competitor to like OnlyFans? I know they're very different. Like one's like real and live, and one is made up and not live. But do you see like that part of the adult space kind of booming right now, just with everything going on in AI in general? And does it kind of coexist with the OnlyFans space, or do you feel like they kind of work against each other from a a business perspective?
Well, there will be always models which are special also in the chatting and the content they produce. Right now, these AI fantasies, you can make super pictures and that you can have a nice chatbot and they're looking good. But when it comes to videos, and especially when it comes to full nude videos and special wishes, they are not able to do it right now. But in the future, I think special models will be always live models, but the average model, because if you're a model with a talent, because there is some stars, they come into the room and people want to meet them at the AVN show and they want to meet them on the Venus show in Berlin and interaction, and they do live videos and they answer questions. So the AI, it's like a cheap fake. It's like you want a Mercedes Benz, but you buy a cheap Chinese copy, and it looks good from the outside, but when you sit in it, it's a shit car. So
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 no, you don't see it. You don't see it as a real competitor, not yet,
it
at
may
least.
become as better. in the end, I see there's some Hollywood movies where Bruce Willis is only lying on a bed and he have the VR on and he's living his life as a virtual avatar. And if this, if they one day put a stick in my head or a chip in my head and it's connected and my brain have the same feeling like it's real, why should I go to Indonesia and do a dangerous dive with a shark when I can have the same fantasy from home? So uh, the better technology gets, the more difficult it will be for real models, because also a real model needs to sleep. She have costs, and AI models are for free. They don't you cost nothing. So in the moment, I would say it's a niche product. And I'm happy that OnlyFans not allow AI models on the platform. But I know, for example, Fanyu allows AI model already, and there's a lot of girlfriend or AI girlfriend experience sites where you can create your own model, and it's nice to play around. You go there and say, okay, now today I built my perfect dream girl, but it's a fake. So perhaps some people they can click off this. I couldn't. I know it's only a fucking computer, and I don't want to talk with a computer. I want to talk to a real person. So right now it's a niche. The better the technology becomes, the more competition it will be.
What's your thoughts on just staying on the topic of AI real quick, AI's influence when it comes to business today, specifically related to SEO? Do you feel like it's kind of given everyone a competitive advantage, or is it really more just those who know how to actually use it to their advantage?
The problem is always when a new technology comes out, it will used in the wrong way. So there is thousands of new websites, and they sell courses, SEO with AI. When I started SEO, it cost, by the way, that was something like 2003. I had to sit there and write and make content, pictures, and it cost me sometimes one blog article, one blog post cost me like 3-4 hours. And I could maximum do one or two posts a day, and that was a full-time job. Now with AI, you have hundreds of sites and click, and there's tons of content, and the text is only made for the Google robot here's a lot of text, and you play after the SEO rules, and then hopefully you're on top, and then you make money. So there is no value in the end for the users. And I'm sure that Google is fighting it as good as they can. And also in the mainstream, it will be very difficult, because if you look now for mainstream topics with the Gemini KI on top of the search results, I not even scroll down anymore. Because if they
I feel like it's crushing
Gemini,
it's crushing a lot of organic traffic for a lot of people. I mean, I don't know. Would you agree with that?
yeah, definitely. Especially in the mainstream. For example, for all more complicated questions, I don't use Google anymore because I don't like so much the Gemini one. I use more ChatGPT. For all my questions, I use ChatGPT, and the results are way better than scrolling down a lot of websites. You click in, and then all the pop-ups, layers, it's full of promotional shit. And users, they got trained to it to read only the AI. So why should I visit the websites if the AI give me already a perfect answer? The good thing is in the adult industry, you don't have this. When you search if you go and search for classical adult topics, there's no Gemini on top. So there's the real search results.
That's
So
because
the,
it just goes against the company policy and they just
I
take it out
guess, I
altogether.
guess.
Yeah.
It's the same when I ask ChatGPT to write me a text which is too spicy, it says it's against our rules.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's not quite there
But
yet. I mean,
now the
can you
point is,
override that with some sort of paid model, or it just won't touch it?
No, you need to train. You need to train your own model if you want to have this. And by the way, I if you work in the SEO and you use ChatGPT or other AI to create the content, make sure you work over it, put slang words in, make it different from the whole bubble. Because I think most of if people don't put effort, AI is a supporting tool. If you only think, oh, AI do everything for me, yeah, 1 million people out there think the same, and then you have all the same shitty text, and Google will find you and will kill it.
I've been using ChatGPT recently to create bedtime stories for my 3-year-old. And I noticed after like a week or two, I was getting like the same kind of storyline. And I said, this is getting kind of repetitive. And it goes, you're right. I'm sorry. Let me change it up a bit, right? So you kind of do got to hold its hand a little bit, especially if you're doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, for example, I use stuff like, especially creating text, I use prompts like, write me this text with an Australian accent,
Oh,
or
yeah.
a New Zealand
Yeah.
accent, or British accent, and then write me this in a Generation X, Generation Y, Z, language, slang. So there's a lot of things to play around, but there's always a little bit the same logic and same words they still use. I'm sure Google is fighting against this because it blows up the Google search service with a lot of trash. And if you want to survive as a good search engine, you need to filter out the trash. And in some parts they are faster, in some parts they are later. The worst thing for me as an SEO, for example, we have a website, fansmetrics.com, and it's really the best OnlyFans search engines with matrix of the statistics, reports, best videos, interview view. It's a lot of content. But as the site grows up with so much content so fast, I think Google thought it's a little bit like AI, and we got a manual penalty and lost a lot of Google traffic. We tried to set the site back 5 times, Google not reacting. So if somebody is hunting and he shoot with a big gun, sometimes it hits the wrong people. And also with the AI, now these DMCA's companies popping up, like everybody makes now a DMCA company, and they have no clients, but they take the picture of a famous model, put an AI on it to search for the same profile picture, send out DMCAs to Google directly here, this, and then they send the report to the model and say, hey, look, the good job we make. You want a subscription for 69 euros or something like that. And these people don't know. For example, if you're a model on a search engine, like we have, and we only take your profile picture, have directly your backlink to your OnlyFans, and we drive like 3,000 visitors a day to your OnlyFans. Would you want that you would take it down? No. So we are right now, even with the American lawyer from the adult industry, Corey Silverstein, he's very popular. We are going against these DMCA companies that abuse the AI and send out DMCAs without even having the permission of the models and hurting us because they put them to Google directly. So what we do is fair use. And it's like every news site. I think it will be also in the future in a lot of the mainstream sites that you get way more DMCAs because some people make a business out of it. I can make an AI look for this picture and send out DMCAs. So people send out 50,000, 100,000, 1 million DMCAs a day, only to try to get the model then later as a customer. So, but like all new technologies, there's advantage, disadvantage. I love the AI music. I like to make pictures or graphics. I like that they help me when I make emails. I like when they do a lot of the texting. or make a script for a panel. When I go on a panel, I put all my stuff in it and it makes me a nice order. So there's a lot of very helpful, but lazy assholes use it to make money and abuse it.
Yeah, the lazy assholes just ruining it for everybody. You know, when I first got started in the industry for real, I guess you could say it was like 2016. I would go to all these shows and I'd see you at all these shows. I didn't know who you were. I was like, who is this guy? He's at every show. And, you know, you're the captain, right? You walk into a room, people know you're there, right? So I remember seeing you one time, you were wearing like a Captain America costume, like head to toe with the shield and everything. I'm like, man, I really got to get this guy on our show. And point being, I know you used to go to a lot of conferences. I was wondering, do you still hit as many conferences today as you were hitting like 5 to 10 years ago? Are you hitting more or less about the same? And then also, you know, which conferences do you think are still like the ones that are worth attending, especially for, you know, newer affiliates trying to find their way in the industry?
Yeah, I do definitely less shows, but about company branding, personal branding, you know, my first conference in the US was 99. It was the ABN, and my German name, or my passport name is Andreas. So a lot of Americans have problem to pronounce it correctly, Andrea, and Rue, blah, blah, blah. So I said, okay, make it more international, Andy. Okay, so I made Andy. Then they said always, Andy who, because there's a lot of Andys. And because I was always on boats, I'm a scuba diver, when I became CEO of SGM Media in Germany, I said, guys, I'm not the CEO, I'm not the boss, I'm the captain, and you're my crew. So that was like 2009, and then the name came out: traffic captain, traffic captain, traffic captain. People are lazy, so they put the traffic away, and it was captain, captain, captain. So that's the development from Andreas to Andy to traffic captain to the captain. And of course, if you're on a show like when we met with the Affiliate Summit in Vegas, we were launching our first dating product in the US, and everybody saw Captain America running around on the show. Everybody wanted the picture. Everybody started to talk with you. That's the best promotion. It's almost for free, you know. You go on a conference with 5,000 people and have a small booth, but everybody see you. Everybody wants to talk with you. So branding is very important. Sometimes, for example, on the XPIS, I came out in a white captain suit. I was like on these dreamboats captain style. And in Colombia, there was a white party. I came out with the white sheikh costume, and everybody was thinking, "Oh, the rich guy from Arabica is here."
So bringing it back, what are the conferences you still go to today that you think are like the must-attend shows of the year, if that even exists in your brain?
Yeah, it's also a little bit, you know, there's many shows and I do less. Before I made like 25 a year. Now I make like 15.
I mean,
Uh,
15 still a lot of shows a year, dude. I mean, that's a lot. That's
I
a
like
lot.
I like to travel. I fly first class. I have nice hotels, and I always take some extra days to do something like so. But if you see it from the shows, let's say you're in mainstream. Let's say you're in mainstream. You need to attend. For me, the best is Affiliate World. They do it in Dubai, Bangkok, and Budapest. 3 shows a year. So Europe, Asia, and Arabic. Well, Dubai. And if I would be mainstream in US, Affiliate Summit, Vegas, New York. So these shows, that's these 5 shows are very good if you're pure mainstream. You know, if you sell solar panels, insurance, stuff like this. If you are more in the nutrition, crypto, gambling, iGaming, there are shows like the TES in Prague and in Sevilla, I like very much. Then the Icon conference in Cyprus is very good. And yeah, then when you're in a pure adult business, then AVN Las Vegas, Venus Berlin, XBIS Miami, So there's other shows for this, or LAL Expo Colombia, my favorite show if you want to have fun. So there's different shows for different topics, I would say.
This
And
this oh, go ahead. And what?
as I'm crossing always between mainstream and adult, so that was the reason I made a lot of these conferences, because we have also casual dating products, and if somebody sell nutrition, he can sell also dating, and so there's a lot of crossover in my point of view.
Are you going to Affiliate Summit in New York and next week or
Unfortunately, not
no?
this year.
Okay.
Unfortunately, not. It's too much. I'm based in Germany and only fly over for 3 days, and especially the New York show became super mainstream. I don't see a lot of people from my vertical, but we have Stacy from Traffic Partner, one of my affiliates managers. She will be there. Sure, but we have no booth this year. And I'm super pissed that I missed the party from Darren. I like the cricket ball, all
Yeah,
this
yeah.
too short. You're too
Right.
short, I'm too big. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we'll see you at the next one, no doubt. Last thing I want to ask you about before we let you get out of here is what's new and exciting in the diving world? I know last time we had you on, you told us about how you're a dive master. You do all these dives when you travel. I know you said when you go to shows, you stay a few extra days, a lot of time if you can. I know you like to try and dive if the location allows you to. So
Uh,
what's new in the diving world for you and just the oceans in general?
Well, I use mostly the Bangkok show, Affiliate World Bangkok. It's always in the beginning of December, and as Christmas is a low business season, so I stay the whole December always in Asia, Thailand, Philippines, Palau, Indonesia. So last year I made a dream come true. I went on a lonely island between Papua and Indonesia. It's the Coral Triangle, and I stayed on a lonely island, only 7 little houses and a restaurant,
My
and it
God.
was the first all-you-can-dive hotel. So
Oh
I
my
had a
God.
flat rate on diving. Every morning I went there. I had a guide, my equipment, and I had a place where every morning I had a huge reef manta rays, but like 4 or 5 meters.
Wow.
I posted also the video on my YouTube channel, The Traffic Cabin.
Oh,
That
cool.
was super amazing because I remember the first day when I arrived there, they were a little bit shy. Even they are so huge, but they say, "Hey, what this guy is doing here in our territory." And after days, we really got a relation. And I was moving like them, like this, with the hands going on that. And I came to them so close, but I didn't disturb them, and they accepted me in their group. And sometimes we were circling around the same rock, like I was part of this thing. So that was an amazing part. On the other side, what I tell everybody around the world, I'm a scuba diver since '96. I traveled every ocean, every sea, and we are humans destroying our underworld and underwater world. You can see the destruction we have. Less fishes, dead corals, plastic trash everywhere. You're on a lonely island, 1,000 kilometers away from the next big city. You find plastic trash everywhere. So people, stop using plastic. You know, if you take your coffee to go in the morning, why you take a fucking plastics from Starbucks?
I
Make
was
your
gonna
coffee
ask
at
you,
home.
I was gonna ask you, I think the biggest problem is people like feel disconnected because they don't know what they can do to actually make a difference. So do you feel like stopping the use of plastic is like your number one thing that you can put into action yourself today that will actually make a difference?
Yes. Imagine only big problem in the ocean. You always have these plastic bottles. Why we use plastic bottles to have our water? When I was a child in Germany, and till now you have the choice, everything come in glass bottles, and they got recycled 50 times. And you get money back. You bring them back, you get your money, you get fresh. So why we use plastic? And then on the conferences, or at some conferences, you have these little bottles with like
Right.
0.2,
Right.
and then
Yeah.
drink it and you throw it. You drink it.
Right.
Nobody with brain would do something like this. It's a loss of resources. It's a troublemaker. Then all these food, when you see all these fast food, now at least, for example, McDonald's, Burger King, and they do a lot of more paper instead of plastic like before. But still, in fast food, there's so much trash. Don't buy fast food with a lot of trash. Don't buy plastic bottles. And the problem is that we are in the Western world, we produce all that shit, but in these poor countries, the people, I see people in Indonesia, they drink it and they throw it away. They don't even put it in a trash can.
Hmm.
And they don't understand it. It's also a lack of education because in many countries, the view on the world, it's like 20, 30 years back. Or if somebody is hungry, he don't think about saving the nature. He's only thinking where he get the next dollar. So we need to be a good example for using our resources of nature. So yeah, we have an organization. We launch it soon called oceanplastic.com, plastic with a K. We want to do something to educate people as we start in Indonesia because we have a connection there, and getting young people to become scuba divers, and they collect trash, and when they collect it, they get from us their own cryptocurrencies,
Oh,
and
that's
we try
cool.
to get donations. We try to get donations here from companies, and then we have a scanner. Always when you see trash, scan the barcode, and then we have a world map, and you see where Coca-Cola is polluting.
I think we may have lost Andy. Are you there, Andy? I'm still here. I'm your host, Josh, of the Affiliate Marketing Show. Andy's frozen on my screen. Let's give it a minute here. I think everything Andy's saying is super right on the money and very important. That actually sounded like a cool idea. If Andy doesn't come back, then I think it might be my time to let you get out of here. For myself. Oh, Andy's back. Andy's back. I was just about to sign us off. You were saying if you see Coca-Cola, you can like see where Coca-Cola is polluting the world. Go ahead.
Yeah, look, imagine you have a little QR scanner or barcode scanner on a mobile phone, and you give all the children some cryptocurrency they can change in money, and they scan all the trash. And then you have like a heat map, the heat map of trash in the world, but with the company name. It's like company shaming. We want to
Hmm.
do company shaming, and these companies need to pay for their trash because they make the profit with trash. They need to pay for it.
Yeah, I think it's awesome that you get to dive so much, right? If only like everybody could get in the water, no, seriously, and see what you're seeing. I feel like that would be like the real difference maker, but obviously
But you don't need to
that's,
dive. You can see it also on the beach,
oh
on the
yeah.
surface.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
everywhere. It's
Yeah,
everywhere.
no, 100%. I think the project you were talking about is a really cool idea, especially with the crypto thing. That's very unique. I like that.
Yeah, because you need, the local people. You need to include the local people, and they need money. You cannot say, hey, in a rich neighborhood in New York, you say, oh, this Saturday we all go in the street and we collect some trash. Yeah, of course you can do that. But in Indonesia, they say, hey, I'm hungry. I need to work, or somebody needs to pay me. But imagine I can put up schools where I teach a lot of, buying equipment for scuba diving, teaching local children to become a scuba diver, then cleaning up the ocean. And when they do it, they get money. And of course, the money needs to become from the Western Hemisphere where we have the money and where we are the pollution of the world. It's not like if you stay on a small island like Palau, there's no industry, there's no fabric. They never make pollution in 500 years, they never make pollution there. And now you find all this plastic shit on their beaches. It's coming from us, you know.
Well,
Good.
Andy, it's
Viva la
always...
revolution.
Yeah, dude. Let's go. I'm ready to run through a wall right now. Andy, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. We'll definitely get you back on in the future. For myself, Josh from OfferVault, and our very special returning friend of the pod, Andy Wullmer, the traffic captain, the CMO of Traffic Partner. Let's make that paper. Let's make that dough. This was the Affiliate Marketing Show. We will see you next time.